preserve your health and iman. Yeah, Sheikh. Please, what is the best way for learning history in relation to the Quran?
What?
What is the best way of learning history in relation to the Quran? History.
Jazakumullah khair. You see, in the epistemological analysis of ways of doing things, any branch of knowledge you want to learn it, you need what I have been saying, mobkari. Mobkari, number one, you need to be motivated. You need motivation. You have to be motivated. That is number one. So you want to learn history, relation to Quran? Well, you know the Quran teaches three things, sorry. History. نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص. That is, you should have this at the back of your mind. Not back, at the front of your mind anyway. That is number one. Number two, after motivation, organization. No good learning system takes place in a disorganized pattern. Learning process should be organized. So number one, you have to be motivated. Oh, sister XYZ memorize the Quran, let me follow her. That is motivation. And motivation is two-way traffic. There is motivation from within and from without. From within, something just catapults you. That is important. From without, your father, your mother, your friend, somebody urges you. You need motivation in everything you do. That is important. And secondly, I told you organization. Participation. Learning process is participatory in nature. You cannot learn in isolation. You got to come together. Yeah, it's important. All right? They say man is a social animal. You have to socialize when it comes to learning. So you want to know history? Who are those that are competent in the field? Go near them. Participate. Have the intention. Take things written there. That is MOP, Mopkari. M, motivation. O, organization. P, participation. C, cooperation. Yeah, you have to give cooperation to the teacher teaching you. He too should give cooperation to you. We call this reciprocal gesture. He gives, you give. Yeah, that is MOPC, cooperation. The A, attention. Yeah, very important. It's an important factor. In the learning processes, if you don't pay attention, you scarcely learn. Attention is two-way traffic. There is physical attention and mental attention. Physically, you have to be here. You listen to the lecture given. So you are here. So physicality accounts for more than 60% of learning process. Then what we call mental attention. You have to be there physically and mentally. In Arabic, we call this التركيز البدني والتركيز الذهني العقلي. We call it dualization of processes, okay? So you have to be there physically and also mentally. That's very important. Then R, readiness. That has to do with age. Then I, intention. We call this mopkari, the prerequisite for efficient learning. So that have to be taken into consideration when it comes to how to know history in relation to Quran. And again, you don't take every kind of history written. There are bad people writing lies against Islam. So you have to be very, very critical, analytical in analyzing historical issues. You have to know the sources. You rely on the competent, reliable Muslim scholars. Ibn Hajar, Ibn al-Qayyim, Al-Ghazali, for example, Ibn Hazm. There are a lot of scholars of the olden days. Similarly, you come here, Muhammad Bello in his Infaq al-Maysur fi Akhbar al-Takrur is also important work, treatise in the field of history. These are very important. For example, let me say something quickly. Who amongst you can tell me how many years has Islam spent in the Iberian Peninsula before the Spanish Inquisition expelled Muslims from Andalus. Who knows this history? If you don't know this, you miss a lot. The Muslims reached that place quickly during Musa ibn Nusayr, through Tariq ibn Ziyad. You have Gibraltar today. Abdurrahman al-Dakhil was there in 711, Christian era. Muslims spent 840 years producing scholarly works. Ibn Hazm was there. Al-Imam al-Qurtubi, the exegetes from Qurtuba, Cordova. Abul Walid al-Baji from Andalus. Al-Gharnati from Granada. The last place the Muslims were sent out in 1492 because of Queen Isabella and her husband, Ferdinand of Aragon. People like Ibn Malik, who wrote treatises on Lugha al-Arabiya. You have not come across any scholar of Arabic like Ibn Malik. قال محمد هو ابن مالك أحمد رب الله خير مالك مصليا على النبي. You wonder, where did he get all this? Al-Imam al-Shatibi with 1,173 stanzas on Qur'an. بدأت بسم الله في النظم أولا تبارك رحمن الرحيم وموئلا, like this. وثنيت صلى الله ربي على الرضا محمد, to the end of it. When it comes to Fatiha, you wonder, what did he say on Fatiha? He said ومالك يوم الدين راويه ناصر وعند صراطي والصراط لقنبلة بحيث أتى وصاد ظاهرا أشمها لدى خلف, to the end of it. You wonder, where did they get all this? These great people were in Andalus. If you go to Shatiba today, more than 90% occupied by churches. The biggest masjid in Qurtuba was built by Abdurrahman al-Dakhil. That masjid today is a basilica, is a cathedral. They left it with the architectural design. You go to Granada. A professor, Abdurrahman al-Hajji, made an effort. They came across mass grave of Muslims. More than 7,000 Muslim corpses there for the last 300 years. And the Spanish government, being hypocritical, tried to play down the things. I am saying history is very important from resources. A Shi'i can tell you Umar ibn al-Khattab gave beatings to Fatima. They are lying. They are bloody lies. But you don't know. So you either know the history from the Quranic, explanation, Sunnatic analysis, or else you get it from wrongly. So I told you the ways how to do it. And everything should be written, documented. Ma kutiba qarra. What is documented is retained. In Hausa, we keep on saying, Rubutacce, haddatacce, jiyayye, budaji. Hope that answers the question. Yes.
Yes. There's another question that is related to, in the course of giving your answer, you spoke about motivation from parents.
Yeah.
So this person is asking, he's saying, he said his question is, how can you motivate and encourage a student that has the passion and love to memorize the Quran, but gets discouraged from his father, and then he also mentioned the issue of financial issues.
That is why they are saying, if you want to get your own better half. You know better half? Your wife. You want to get hooked to her. She wants to get hooked to you. What is important? There are 9 points to be taken into cognizance and consideration. Number 1, your wife, you should have 3 points ahead of her. You should be older, you should be more knowledgeable, you should be wealthier. Materially, I mean. Because if your wife happens to be older, older than you are, there are chances of a kind of a foul play here to happen. I'm not denying the reality of your wife being older than you are. But usually, al-hukm lil-ghalib wal-andar la yuqas. Majority is not like that. Okay, that is number one. Number two, you should be on the high side when it comes to financing things in the house. Oh yeah, you should be more knowledgeable to teach and explain things to her. In the light of this young man wants to have Quran memorized, but he's not getting encouragement from the parents. Maybe you go back to the origin. From the beginning, the mother didn't look for the appropriate man to marry. Mark it, appropriate. And also, she too likely, she didn't look for the appropriate man. He too. So it's very important to have common ground. So I have been telling young people looking for marriage, if you go for your courtship, listen to me. If you go for your tadi, for your zanchi, listen carefully, especially young ones here. You make sure, this is my understanding, tell the one you want to marry, hey, darling, is your darling? Allahu Alam. Hey, fiancé, depending on the time you use, let me give you 177. Go and memorize it. Next tomorrow I'm going to come through. Give me the tasmir. I will hear those verses from you. That is going to be the stepping stone to our matrimony in the next future. Is it possible? I'm asking you, is it possible? Why are you silent? Answer me. Is it possible? You gent, possible? You are saying no. So are we not serious? And I want to tell you it's possible, it's more than possible, depending on the intention and determination. So if really you can tell her, memorize this ayah, tomorrow when I come, please read it to my hearing. Have this hadith memorized. That is the beginning. So they say. So get this one. By the grace of Allah, that's going to be possible. And finally, before ending of this answer, try and ask your father or mother, Daddy, I'm not getting the type of encouragement expected of you being a father, but with politeness. Maybe hear the answer. Mommy, I want to go to Muhaffidh, one scholar to memorize it. I do believe any God-fearing father will not say no to that. May Allah make it easy and possible. Now, my brother, that's all?
Yes, that's all. This one, he has a question.
There's a question.
You said that somebody's wife shouldn't be older than him, but the Prophet ﷺ's wife is older than him.
I have been expecting this rejoinder. I really. هذا جواب متوقع ومنتظر. ما اسمك يا أخي الكريم؟
إسماعيل.
حياك الله إسماعيل. مد إياك حتى أصافيك بارك الله فيك يا ولد. ما شاء الله. He's asking me if I say, and really I did say, that preferably if marriage takes place, there are 9 points. Man should be ahead of the woman by 3 points. The woman should be ahead of him with 3 points. 3 points should be equally shared. Okay? But I will only dwell on the first 3 points. Number 1, he should be older, preferably. Preferably. I said it. But the guy is interjecting, saying, but our Prophet ﷺ was, or is, I keep on saying, is younger by how many years to Khadija? Can you tell me? How many years? This is what is popular in the historical analysis, but it's wrong. According to Al-Hakim, it's not that age. She was 3-year-old in the Prophet. But the popular view, 15. I learned that one. But it's yet to be proved historically, academically, and epistemologically, if you like it, okay? Khadija, according to Al-Hakim, was just 3 years. But at any rate, she was older. That is his own analysis. His intervention. But, my brother, I mentioned a qaida. Al-hukm lil-ghalib wal-andaru la yuqas. you give preference to what is preponderant. By being older than him, by 1,000 men, what percentage do you have? Only very few. That is negligible. And neither will I yuqas. Okay? So I am saying, yes, he was older, but I should ask you, the remaining wives, were they older than the Prophet ﷺ? Were they? So that is negligible. It's never to be into consideration. Because al-ghalibu, al-hukum lil-ghalib, not the iqas. What is preponderant is to be looked into. Negligible is never taken into consideration. So I don't deny it, but look at the qaida. Then you should be older than your wife. I still maintain it. My wife is younger. Yeah. And I will never marry somebody other than me. That is number one. Number two, listen. You should be more knowledgeable because you are the one to teach her. You should be the teacher, she is the taught, not the revised case. By the time your wife teaches you, there is going to be an imminent danger in the house unless care is taken appropriately. Okay. Finally, you should be wealthy. Financially, so that you will be able to finance the spending in the house fund. Otherwise, if she's the one giving the money for chieftain, something ominous is likely to take place. Hope my answer is very clear. That's all. أسأل الله
بارك فيكم ويزيدكم التقوى والصلاة والصلاة وأن يمدكن ويمدكم جميعا بالعافية وأن يسلمنا من الشيطان وأعوانه وأحزابه. The election taking place, may Allah make it free and fair without any trouble. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم.